Greetings, Scott here, known as Cantaloupe to some online, and I am bringing you a video today on a subject that's interesting to me. It might be interesting to you or someone you care about, and it's going to be a short video about the media blitz regarding the gentleman named Luigi. I don't even remember his last name off the top of my head, but you probably already know who I'm talking about. He publicly assassinated a CEO, and I'm going to comment on the apparent applause he's getting online, because I see two problems. I mean, three problems, I should say. Okay, keeping it short, the first big problem is the one that apparently he was addressing, and we know this because he labeled his shells, and I'm not going to get too much into the story, but it's clear what his motive was. He left clues as to why he did it, and he has garnered predictably, premeditatively, a lot of support from the community, having killed the president of a major health insurance company. So, what I want to say about that is, yes, there's a problem with healthcare. First of all, that's not even in question. There's a problem with corruption. There's a problem with theft and unfair, immoral denying of people services and medications and treatments that they need. Killing the president of the insurance company, I get it. It achieves two things. You set an example. You show these people that they're not untouchable and that they must be held accountable one way or another. I get all that. That's not lost on me. But here's the thing that I think most people aren't understanding about it. Two wrongs don't make a right. So what Mr. Luigi has done is he has stooped to a level, and it's the Robin Hood paradox, where you have someone stealing from someone who stole previously, and it creates what we call a circular problem. Okay, I'm not going to drone on about that, but that's the first two problems. First two problems is the insurance problem, and then the fighting fire with fire, so to speak, which actually doesn't even work. You can create a fire break, but fighting fire with fire directly doesn't work. Anyway, separate subject. But the third and last point and problem that I'm going to mention is that there's a lot of celebration going on right now. There's a lot of choosing sides that, when there aren't even sides in this. Okay, I want to be clear. There is currently a systemic problem. There was a reaction by an individual, apparently, to that problem, and now there's a perception that people have to choose a side. You don't have to choose a side. I'll start with that. There are no sides. What there is an event and a crime, two crimes now. And while people are painting murals of this fellow, and they're canonizing him unofficially. They're upholding him because they've decided that they have to choose. It's a competition somehow. It's us against them. But they're failing to acknowledge that this man has done something very, very bad. And if you want to paint a mural of his face, I acknowledge that, but only if you paint next to that mural the victim's children and his wife and all the people who he did right to at the same time. Okay, I want to put that out there. That man had kids. He had a family, and these people presumably liked him, and a lot of people probably liked him. And for whatever ways he was complicit in the corruption of the system, I know for a fact this one man did not corrupt the entire system. So while you're making an example of him and upholding Mr. Luigi for what he did, be fair, be accurate. You need to acknowledge that he stooped to a level, he committed an equal, if not greater, crime, and now there's more victims, and you cannot solve the problem that way. So on a practical note, I'm going to end the video with a practical solution. You can fight this stuff, but not necessarily with violence, and not necessarily even from within the system, because the system has what's called a framework, right? It's designed to protect itself. It's designed to be perpetual or self-sustaining. It has funding. It has avenues of reform and correction, and it continues. And it continues to be broken is the problem, but you can fix it. Now, here's the point: you can fix this stuff by identifying the root, and this is what we all continue to fail to do. The root problem is an economic one, and I've mentioned this 1,000 times. We are all forced at gunpoint to work in this society, and have been largely since the Second World War. And I don't want to drone on about that, but when you create an atmosphere of competition where neighbors are pit against neighbors, and our founding fathers already knew that this was going to happen. It's in the Pledge of Allegiance: united we stand, divided we fall. It should sound familiar. We're very much divided in spirit, in actuality. We're expected to compete, and the way you succeed is by tearing down people and canceling other people, canceling other businesses, canceling payments, and that's what this business does, right? They get by, they pay their employees, they pay their shareholders by canceling payments to customers. So anyway, that's a lot of information. I would just caution you to, before you start robbing the rich, consider your own blessings, that you might also be blessed in certain ways that other people envy. So I hope you don't invite that treatment to yourself. Have a great day. Thank you.